what is a deserving father? What is it?
Father is there, that not only helped create a child, but participates in the child's life.
Who can participate in the life of their child in this Western world if the bitch is in charge of what happens?
That's on them. They picked him. They did pick that woman too, so.
No, actually, the woman picked
really?
him.
Okay. All the time, Corey? Come on now.
When a woman opened her legs, she pick you.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
No, there's just, it doesn't make any sense.
You can have a child by sex. Love don't have to be involved, right?
Right, and it takes two to tango. So,
right, so when you choose a man and go through with the pregnancy of his baby,
okay,
you are responsible for bringing that baby into this world under the circumstances that be. You cannot blame the father for the circumstances the baby is in.
Okay.
Unless that man was your husband when you had the baby.
Okay.
If the man wasn't your husband, the conditions that baby is growing up under is on you, Miss Open Legs. Tell me I'm wrong. All y'all do is tell me I'm wrong. We don't even know if it's our baby half the time. Mama, baby, daddy, maybe. Every man who's been blamed for having a baby, happy Father's Day.
This is a sick Negro.
When you say if she decides to keep the baby, that's your fault. No. It's not.
No, I said if she gets pregnant, that's your fault.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the way that you said it though was like if you get her pregnant and she decides to keep the baby. So I'm just making sure that I clear that part up.
But let's just be real, bro. If I get a woman pregnant, I'm giving her all the leverage. So it's in her hand. Unfortunately,
but leverage isn't a dictation of responsibility. So that's why I'm saying, like, to me, verbally, I'm going to say whatever decision she make is on her, not on me, right? Because if she get rid of the baby, can't nobody blame me for that. So you can't blame me for her keeping it either.
You are totally incorrect. You are totally incorrect. And I will not debate you because you don't have my expertise. You don't have my credentials. You don't have my experience. You don't have my background. So I will not debate you.
Yeah, miscarriages, abortions, like, there's a lot of females claiming they're pregnant by me, so.
Abortions that were your decision making on that, or the females?
A few was my decision making because it was just like, I know in my head, like, damn, it's a chance that you can be pregnant by me. So I can't risk it because I don't, first for one, I don't want to be stuck with you for all these years. It's really for everything. People say to them kids 18, you still gonna have to talk to this lady and deal with this lady forever. So that's forever. I don't want to be stuck with this bitch forever. For two, it's just like, damn, like, yeah, just number one is the main one. I don't want to be stuck with that bitch forever.
Straight garbage. Straight garbage.
What's going on, y'all? This is Clarence Jr. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. And while we all know that this is a men's channel, and I mostly talk to men, every once in a while I do have a special, message for the ladies. And today is one of those days. This is a message for the ladies, for my sisters out there. And it's very, very important. That's why I played those videos at the beginning, because I want you to really see and hear what I'm talking about from multiple different men, different industries, different tax brackets, different ages, different, belief systems and ways of life. We got street dudes. We got dudes in their 50s. We got regular, everyday, quote unquote, conscious dudes in their 30s. Right? Just to let you know, this is a wide-ranging thing. You got men as young as 20, all the way men as old as up to 50 and 60. You got street dudes, you got comedians and entertainers, and you got the pro-black crowd. Just to let you know, like, all that stuff don't necessarily matter when it comes to this. Because once again, I understand. You grown, you sexually liberated, you in your hot girl summer. I know the song is popping right now. 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. I know you feeling yourself. I understand that. You grown, you can do what you want to do with your body. I understand that. I just want you to be aware of what you facing up against out there. Because you have to understand. And I seriously, ladies, I need you to listen. You need to understand that there is a growing number of men who truly do not feel any sense of responsibility for you if you wind up pregnant. Let me say that again. There's a growing number of men who don't feel any sense of responsibility to you or the child if you were to wind up pregnant. I need you to understand that. While you sexually liberated and you growing and you having your fun, just understand that the likelihood of you coming across a man who feels no sense of responsibility or obligation to you or the child, that percentage chance is going up. You need to understand that. As time is going on, men are embracing less and less responsibility. It's funny because as much as a lot of us men talk about marriage and women not wanting to be married, the truth is, a lot of the men who talk about how women don't want to be married, a lot of men today don't want to be married either. And the reason why a lot of men don't want to be married is because they don't want the responsibility. Loving a woman, caring for her, cherishing her, taking care of her, leading her, as well as kids and all that. They don't want to do that. And be faithful on top of that? No. So most men they're not interested in marriage. As much as we talk about the women, men don't want to be married either. That's just the facts. And so what's going, because I think a lot of you still have that old school thought in your brain, and you need to throw that out the window. Right? What's that? What do I mean by the old school thought? I mean, a lot of you still in the back of your mind have this thought in your brain of what a guy is going to do if you were to become pregnant. Right? Some of you still think if you were having fun or having a situationship or even early on in the relationship, right? And you were to get pregnant, some of you think that, most men, 9 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, most men are going to say, you know what? Even if we're not together, even if it don't work out between us, that's my child. So I'm going to do the best I can to take care of you and the child. And so I'm going to go to the doctor's appointments. And even though we're not together, I'm going to go to the doctor's appointments with you. And I'm going to come to the baby shower. And I'm going to be there when you give birth. And I'm going to give you some money to take care of the child. And, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be there. And, some of you think that's still the norm. Listen, stop operating off of the best case scenario. That's the mistake a lot of you ladies make. You're operating off of the best case scenario. Oh, since it's his child, he's going to be there. Stop thinking like that, because those days are almost gone. There used to be a time where, you got pregnant, even if he didn't want to stay with you, he tried his best to make it work, because hey, we got a kid now. There was a time where he got you pregnant. Hey, y'all was gonna get married at some point because hey, you had his child, and so the goal was make it work, or at the very least take care of that woman to the best of your. That's gone. Like I just said, there's been a move that I've been noticing for some time now, where men are moving further and further away from responsibility. That's just real. As this whole gender war thing is going on, and men are going back and forth with women about whose fault is this and whose fault is that, and who's right about this and who's wrong about that, in order to win arguments and to seem right and to live your best life and have fun in the way you see fit, the only way that men can do that is by they have to remove responsibility from themselves and place it onto the woman. Right? We've been seeing that. So Black America is bad because of all these single moms. Right? But it's not the Black man's fault that there's all these women out here raising children by themselves. No. All of these women chased the dad away. Or all of these women slept with a pookie. I know we've noticed that argument. The argument is that the reason the Black America is led by a matriarchy is because 99% of the women made two choices. Either they had sex with a pookie who they knew wasn't good, or they chased the dad away. It's always those two things. So either way, it's always the woman's fault. Now I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. That does happen. There's also times where, we just gotta be real. It's both parties' fault. Now we can get into percentages and all that, but listen, at the end of the day, a community doesn't get this bad without both groups participating. So both sides are at fault, you know. But what we're seeing is a move away from responsibility, which is what a lot of brothers are doing. A straight up move away from responsibility and accountability, and they're putting it on the woman. Because it's all about being right. It's all about being, because on the women's side, you got a lot of women saying that, you know what, most of black women are good, and it's just these no good Negroes. Then on the other side, you got dudes saying most of the men are good, it's just these no good women. When once again, the fact of the matter is, things don't get this bad if there's not a whole lot of bad women and a whole lot of bad men. Things can't get this bad and it just be a one-sided problem. No, this is an all sides problem. And so just to get back on topic, ladies. If this man, and I'm going to give you an extreme situation, because when guys adopt this mentality, extreme mentality is required. If this man has not directly told you with his words and his actions that he plans to be with you for the long haul, not only should you not be having raw sex with him, don't have sex with him, period. I don't care that you grown and you having your fun and you's a grown woman and no. I'm going to say that again. If this man has not shown you through words and actions that he's planning on being with you for the long haul, don't have sex with him, period. Because once again, a lot of you have this traditional idea in the back of your brain about how things will go if you get pregnant. And I'm here to tell you, those days are long gone. I played the clips for a reason. Once again, these are men from 30s all the way up to mid-50s. Street dudes, entertainers, and conscious dudes. Several different walks of life. And I could find more clips if I needed to. I might put some more at the end if I can find them. Because you need to understand that just because this man is having sex with you, and maybe he's nice, and maybe he's sweet, and maybe he has money, and maybe even he gives you money and helps you out from time to time, just because he does all of that, that don't mean nothing when it comes to you getting pregnant. I just want, because a lot of you probably already know this, but I'm gonna just tell you again anyway. So just understand this. If you find yourself pregnant, there is a strong possibility that this man is either going to directly or indirectly hint that you get an abortion. It's not going to be in a smooth, caring, compassionate way. It's not going to be a situation where he waits for you to bring it up first and then he's going to outright tell you, this is what I want you to do. And he's not going to care about what your beliefs are or how that's going to emotionally and spiritually impact you going forward. He's not going to have any care or concern for any of that. He's going to say, look, we was grown, we had sex. I don't really have no real sincere love or care for you like that. You don't really mean nothing to me like that. And so have an abortion. It's not going to be a single thought as to, once again, how that's going to impact you, because you're actually the one who has to go in and get that done. And you're the one who's actually going to have to live with the guilt that you may have from doing that. And you're the one who may have medical issues going forward from doing that. Meaning later on down the line, when you want to have a child, you may not be able to because you see what I'm saying? He don't care about none of that. You have to understand that it's a high likelihood that this man is using you for personal pleasure. And the moment any type of responsibility is entered into the equation, he is going to remind you just how little he cares about you. And in order to justify this in their minds, this is what guys are doing. They're telling you that it's not their fault. They're separating themselves from the responsibility. They're saying, yes, we were both grown adults and we both were responsible for having the sex. That's what they're saying. They're saying, I'm responsible for you being pregnant, but you're responsible for you staying pregnant. Just think about that for a second. I want you to really think about that. You as a woman who loves herself, as a woman who feels as though you got a bright future ahead of you, why on earth would you ever give yourself to a man that thinks like that? How silly can you be? I mean, seriously. Why would you sleep with a man who believes that if you bring a child to term, that's your fault? That's what they're saying. Yes, it's my fault that I gave you the seed, but it's your fault for keeping it. I'm responsible for getting you pregnant, but you're responsible for... Why on earth would you ever have sex with a man that thinks like that? Seriously. And I don't have any personal issue with Bean's little podcast, but listen, ladies, that's a man that you should never give sex to. I'm just being real with you. If you got a brain. Once you get nothing personal against the guy, but I mean, I'm just saying, you should not deal with any man that has that kind of mentality. Because what type of situation you think you're going to wind up in dealing with a man like that? Seriously. What kind of situation you going to... The likelihood is you're going to be left high and dry. And it's so funny because guys talk so much about submission and women, all this kind of stuff. But it's like, why would you expect a woman to be submissive to men who take no responsibility or ownership for the choices that they make concerning that woman? You want her to submit to you, but you won't even take responsibility for her? That makes no sense. But once again, ladies, you need, I got another video coming out at some point this week about, and I don't know if this is true. I got to try and look and see if I can verify it. But I saw something about a rise in STDs in Houston. I already did the story about the rise of HIV in black women in the DMV area. I know people feel like celibacy and all that stuff is extreme, but is it really extreme? When you look at these real consequences that a lot of people are coming across, people are getting incurable diseases. People are being left with children by themselves, and they got men rationalizing why it's not their fault. So is what I'm saying extreme? Or is you going out here rolling the dice because you want to have fun? Is that extreme? Think about it. Is celibacy extreme? Or is 7 p.m. Friday at 95? Which one of those is really extreme? Seriously. And I got to talk to the brothers about this too. I got to remix this video and do a whole nother message aimed at men. Because this is crazy. because I'm sleeping with her and she knew I didn't love her and she knew I didn't want to be with her and she knew I didn't want her to keep it. If she keeps it, that's her fault? What? And the guys really like they have convinced themselves that this makes sense. They've adopted this mindset that I'm going to use this woman as a sex toy, and all the consequences of that, I'm going to place all of that on her. Once again, I'm not a perfect person. I can't say I never used a woman as a sex toy. I can't say that. I'd be lying. Just being real. But if any of them would have came to me and said, hey, yeah, I'm pregnant, I would have been, hey, that's on you. That's your fault. If you keep, no. I at least was decent enough to know, listen, if she pop up pregnant, well, shit, well, now I gotta take care of her, you know? And the way my mentality was, even back then, I probably would have strongly considered being in a relationship with her, even if I didn't want to be, because, hey, she is having my child. But once again, that mindset is gone. It is far too dangerous to be having sex with just anybody. Straight up.